immediate and complete reports of local blood and guts, blood and guts, blood and guts, blood and guts, blood and guts.
What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes.
Hello everyone. This is a very, very dad video. As you can see, I'm in a car. So, we're going to talk about the 2024 election. I'm actually here to share, well, some interesting stuff as well. I would like to try to make this more about positive stuff, but we are going to talk about a little bit of the negative, so I think we should get that out of the way first. I'm not even going to run by all the quote-unquote drama and shit of the literal fucking pedophiles that have been in my shit for over a year now, and just dealing with that shit. And I mean, like Chris Wolf, Austin Pocock, those people. So recently, well, I mean, it was actually quite a few weeks ago, but I wanted to make sure I had all my ducks in a row before I went public with this and stuff. But the police are investigating Slime Beast now, Chris Wolf, in Michigan, as well as his home state of North Carolina, because of a false police and child protective services report that he filed on me. Now, how did we come to the conclusion that it was him? Well, talking to this agent, first comes the child protective services. Now, why were they called? Is it because Plague Moth a bad guy? Well, I hate to tell you, there was no investigation done on me. They pretty much just asked my kids about the report in a very, very professional and good way. I was really worried they would try to traumatize him, given what Chris actually said in the report. It's really disgusting. But it basically went down as he, word for word, again, just like when he harassed my place of employment and caused us to become homeless, quoted his own tweets and linked his own YouTube videos as reference. He made claims that I was producing child exploitation material with my own children and reviewing it on YouTube, as well as other very, very disgusting things, which, to be honest, it's not even worth going into at that point. The point is, it's an abuse of state services as well as child welfare services with the loud intentions of having our children taken away under the pretenses that we're homeless. And also, when these kinds of reports are made to Child Protective Services and allegations of that nature, the police most certainly get involved. And when I talked to this cop, it was like every time I talked to the fucking feds, the FBI. And by the way, none of the times that happened have ever had to do with me doing anything wrong. And this guy literally goes, "So, I need you to give me all the information you have on Mr. Christopher Wolf, aka Slime Beast, and send me everything you got that you have gathered in your favor, because this clearly is a harassment campaign. I viewed your channel, and in fact, I view it more as a highly educational kind of prospect. And I view it in a more educational, raising awareness type thing. In fact, it's very well done." And the guy said he subscribed to me. So hi! I told him I was making this shit. Like, I told him I just didn't, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, you wanna come on camera with me? You wanna sit in my van and make this video with me?" But no investigation was ever done into me in that nature. Of course, Child Protective Services has to make sure the kids are well fed and everything like that, which it's all Gucci, case closed. But it's really messed up that someone is so upset that they were outed and proven to have victimized a child and saved Lolicon as well as other exploitation material, including possibly spreading Daisy's destruction around on Twitter. Like, your response is to try to have the person who exposed you have their life ruined and ruin the children's lives, loudly ruin the children's lives. And it's still this weird thing where he's just all over Twitter on a bunch of burners, keeps getting deleted and everything. It is insane, talking about, like, he just has these weird sexual fantasies with my kids he just can't stop talking about. It's fucking gross, dude. Like, I don't know other way to describe it. It grosses me out. That's a predator. That's nasty as shit. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect. I mean, honestly, from all that, I mean, if anything happens where, like, he's actually arrested, I'll let you know, but I'm not going to keep beating this up and until something happens, you know. But I did want to bring it to your attention because it's always like, call the police, Moth, call the police. It's like the police have been involved so many times, but now there's something they can do legally because he's abusing state resources as well as child resources to use malicious intention, basically, and that's their whole angle on this. And then they're going into the violent gun threats online as well. So, yeah. I mean, I'm hardly surprised. The guy's a huge fucking misogynist and weirdo. I mean, I guess he ended up, like, his grandma, or not his grandma, his mom's, like, wheelchair bound because of him or something, I guess. Like, so he's probably an elder abuser, too. Like, it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. It's so messed up. During all this time, I mean, he has done some very interesting things. I have like a 2-minute chat log, I don't know if I'll put on screen, of him just harassing me via Discord while I kind of fucked with him back and forth after a while, where he admits to filing false DMCAs and as well as doxing, trying to phish my IP. There's a lot of issues to be had here, but all in all, I think we're coming to a head where it's like he will probably be put behind bars. Now, this has recently made all the usual suspects clamor together for relevancy in hopes that I respond, which there's really no hope for that. Trust me, they're not getting time that they really want in the limelight anymore from me. But basically the whole thing is they're trying to pawn off another money scheme to supposedly sue me, but then they backpedal and say they can't sue me. They talk to 20 lawyers, they talk to the fucking Supreme Court, I don't know. A whole bunch of nonsense that really just, it's so petty and stupid. And my philosophy on this, or I shouldn't say philosophy, that's just a bad term of phrase, but like my ideology here is that if supposedly I was X, Y, and Z doing these things, you effectively made me homeless with my kids, you have fucked my income, what more do you want? Or is it a revenge thing for exposing the truth? Now, you may or may not know this, but that creepy reading hosted a dark web predator who was going by the moniker of Ripper, taken after the actual CSAM producing Ripper crew. He had him in his Discord and was allowing him to have sexual conversations with kids. I showed this in my video where I showed the chat logs. He openly approved of gore and pornography in these servers and openly discusses how his audience is directed towards teenagers. So, I mean, the hypocrisy is overflowing. But at this rate, I mean, I consider it done. Karma seems to be taking its hold on these people, and with the whole police thing, I feel a whole lot better about the situation, you know. Unfortunately, all this came to be at like a really bad peak of a mental health crisis I was having. That's why it's like, you know, the whole Plague Moth e-bags. It's like, yeah, I've put up a couple of GoFundMes. Once when my daughter nearly died, and then twice. Once to try to save my home, and then once to try to get some extra income to admit myself to a mental health facility to better myself and help myself from hurting myself. Well, me being open with that left me open to a lot of attacks, and I definitely reacted poorly, and unfortunately I'm not an alt-right fetal alcohol syndrome fucking grifter from commentary YouTube, so I don't support pedophilia. And all the irony of the Shadman Lolicon thing when those two people were so heavily involved in the scene, it's just crazy. So Moth, what can we talk about positives? Let's move on to something positive. We already burnt 5 minutes of bitching about the same folks, right? Well, the positives in this are, as far as my mental health goes, I hit a point now where I don't know what's happening, but it's a very positive change. I have been off medication for months. Been fully detoxed for months, and it's been a very rough road for my mental health. I did not think I was going to make it. And I mean that sincerely. Like, this time around, like, it was coming to a head so hard, I didn't even know what the fuck to do anymore. The, you know, understanding where we're at now and the struggles we're going through now, and then just trying to keep cool and go through and be strong, it's very difficult, especially when, you know, your kids are basically just like, oh, well, Dad, all I want is a place for us to live on for my birthday, and that's coming up. Very hurtful, very fucked, you know, thing to experience as a father, and it's like a point where I didn't think that I would let us go. And of course, you know, I am to blame for some ways I could have handled things much better, which would have cushioned us so much more. But unfortunately, that's just not how the threads of fate played out for me and my family. So And again, the only apology I will ever give will be to you, my audience, for basically bringing all that slop onto the table without a concise and narrowed down, like, everything put together, just so I could address these people and handle things adequately. I did not do it adequately. I tried to do what was best, as raw and honest as possible, but ultimately, you know, it turned into such a muddled mess where it's like they are actually celebrating the idea of continuously harassing my children and my family, and that's not scapegoating. That is legally what happened. That is what happened and continues to happen. It's remarkable the lengths these people would go. I was like, but all in all, I've come to a point where it's like I've completely changed my diet. I am eating very healthy. The next step's gym membership again. It is, and I mean by eating healthy, like I am literally factoring in all my nutrient macros and eating properly, drinking plenty of water, taking care of myself and trying to maintain that. And honestly, it's helped a lot. That's not, I don't think that's the cause of like, no, I'm cured, because I'm not. I still got issues, but like, it has definitely helped my progress further, and it's showing in my work. And you may have seen me relaunching more or less the Infamous 4 series, or trying to a few times, kind of rehashing old ideas. And it's like, I'm not doing another Iceberg. I'm not going to be doing the same old shit. We're going for hard-hitting documentaries. I have, I mean, a 16-part series on Premium, being the Infamous 4, with the 4 original topics, as well as brand new ones that will never be touched upon any other time. And those are all like 2-hour documentaries. Like, I'm back on my game harder than ever, and people just can't handle that shit. And I'm glad. So chances are, I mean, will I get into some crazy conflict with whatever people? No, nothing will ever be like that again. But you will hear people bitching about me frequently, and just know that, you know, if it bleeds, it leads, you know. If I make money off the dead, they try to profit off my name. And it's such a fucking fact, because they slap on Plagued Moth in a video, recycle the same garbage, try to utilize this dead clout ideology they have, thinking that they have some sort of like pull. But it's like, I don't care who's fucking grifting dick you suck, what content creator you tag on Twitter, the things you've done, the children you've hurt, that's all a reality, and that is hopefully what you'll go to jail for. Now, for me personally, my family, my goals and stuff, I mean, it's been a really hard road, and something that I talked about kind of briefly in posts and stuff, but I would really like to just kind of get out there, and you can take it as you will. Boo-hoo, Black Moth. I don't care. It's a reality of things that could affect my life, and it could suddenly affect the channel. Doctors believed, well, how do I start this? A few weeks ago, I started to address a blood pressure issue that was occurring with me, where it's like I kept having these symptoms. It's symptoms of high blood pressure, right? And my work actually has like a little nurse triage thing with a blood pressure thing. I'm able to go in there freely to check my blood pressure, and as I let my employer know that was becoming an issue, but you know, they're really cool. Like, I'm union. You know, it's just not enough to get us out of where we're at. You know, it's a lot on our plate. But anyway, I was in hypertension for days, et cetera, et cetera. So inevitably, you know, you gotta go to the hospital. Shit started getting worse. Blood pressure kept going higher. My idle blood pressure was extremely high. Constantly. And it was not good. And going to the hospital, they kind of did all these tests, ran me through the ringer. And towards the end, I mean, things were looking really weird, because I was having symptoms of like, you know, I might have a heart attack. And things were getting weird, because they're like, okay, well, your sodium's not that fucked up, you know, it's normal, your cholesterol is good, we're good, you know. But then they tell me, okay, well, your troponin levels are extremely high. And what troponin is an enzyme or a hormone. I actually don't know which. I don't really fucking care. It's something that's released in your heart when you have muscular damage to the heart lining walls, which happens during a heart attack. It happens after a heart attack. Now, there are other things. I need to see a specialist. There's a lot of things I need to do and really get that true second opinion and find out exactly what's going on, because I don't even know. It could be heart disease. It could be a lot of things, but ultimately they determined, hey, there's possible damage to your heart. They said, we need to do, quote, the doctor told, like, on the phone, was like, we need to run an echo. We need to see a cardiologist admit you. We need to get this test done to see exactly how much damage the heart attack caused. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Now, I've had some instances where I chopped up some shit to severe anxiety. I have very bad CPTSD and anxiety issues, you know what I mean? Like, there's been plenty of times where I could have had one of those episodes where I mistook something as a heart attack. And that's pretty much what I kept trying to rack my brain with and remember. But ultimately, it brought me to a point where it's like, damn, you know, you battle these tendencies of like self-destruction, so to speak, and these ideologies of like, you don't want to be on the planet anymore. But I was so scared of dying of a fucking heart attack. I'm still scared of that. And the sudden death of me, you know, the idea of my sudden death hitting my family was scary. The idea, it was scary to me. And I was already being, you know, I kind of bled it out, and I talked about it openly in the Discord, you know, in my community and stuff, and privately on the premium pages, because I feel like I want people to know, you know, that'd be one hell of a fucking surprise, and that's not something I ever want to face anyway, but it's something that I want to be public about. I feel I should be able to be open with some things and be human with everybody, and this is my humanity in that aspect, and it's a great fear of mine. But I know I talked about this being the positive part, but it is. All of this has led me to the point where I'm at right now, and I feel that I'm not going to come down and crash again. I can't guarantee everything. Mental health is a fucking journey. I don't know what's happening, but I've been steady for weeks. Things have been better. I don't know. My blood pressure is okay. I tested it today, a little bit before I left my shift. It said my blood pressure was elevated. It was like 130 over something. It wasn't too bad, but it was getting kind of high. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't even talked to Andrea about that yet, because the last few times I checked, everything was fine. But I'm very positive about how things are going to go for the channel. Once we have a place, I'm going to be launching the podcast. I already have guests lined up off the ass, and I'm not going to talk about who so they get harassed, but we got some familiar faces, people you never expect to talk to me in general. I mean, from creators to fucking even a doctor. Like, there's a lot of people I'm in the works of talking with. I guess that runs out. I guess that's a thing. It's going to be a crazy launch. There's going to be a lot to go with it. I've been kind of juggling a lot of extra work in like my IRL job, so to speak, as well as YouTube. So popping off certain videos on YouTube's been nice. But premium, I've been working steadily now on the first part of Volume 1 of the Infamous 4. And that's nearly completed. That's launching September 1st, 2024. I don't know when the fuck people are going to watch this. I need to not date my videos as heavily as I have. But ultimately, that's my mission at this point, is to basically, we're going back to our roots on a level that has not really been seen. We're going back to what drew you to my channel, as well as bringing a whole new vibe, an intense tone to everything with, I know I'm not the best video editor and shit on the planet, but things are far better than just me in front of a wonky, like, hypnotic, abstract green screen looking however the fuck beat I did with a Burzum hoodie or something that I will never live down. And, you know what I mean, chopped audio. Like, it's just not good. Now, I'm not recovering every video I've done, but another thing I plan on doing is you're going to start seeing videos on what, you know, a lot of people call like heavy hitters. Like, you're going to get a Gacy video, you're getting a Dahmer video, you're getting Leonard Lake and Charles Ng, you're getting that shit, as well as I've been observing a whole lot more newer gore content. I'm in the works also, as well as talking with people about newer branded mixtapes, as well as official underground productions and stuff. And also the Slaughter Scale, which is my movie review series. The pilot is almost complete. Everything is just kind of been, I've been having trouble juggling, getting that edited out as well. So that's kind of been the only thing holding it up. But the first movie I dove into was No Country for Old Men. And honestly, it's just because it's not something you'd 100% expect, but it's a great film with a lot of violence and a lot of cool shit in it. And the tone, everything, it's going to be a game changer for my content, and it's probably something a lot of you have been seeking from me or my type of work for a long time. So we're going to get the dualities of that, you know, me back on camera. Gormus 2024 is happening. If I have to do it right here, I have a sketch idea for it, and I'm going to be just as mean, offensive, and fucking pissing everybody off like ever, and I'm not going to explain myself. I don't have anything to defend myself over, because I'm not doing anything fucking wrong. I don't care. I'm so tired of this fake moral grandstanding. The reality is, when people want to talk shit, it's because they don't like me for a personal reason. And this has been proven time and time again. Not a single person calls up CNN or any other news station, Fox, whoever, I'm just naming them, and bitches about their exploitation of the dead. I watch somebody I watch people die more on YouTube than I see on a gore site because of body cam footage, accident shit. You should watch a crime scene cleanup channel. You want to hear some fucked jokes come out of someone's mouth while the corpse is on screen? Uncensored? That's the shit you need to look at. You think I'm bad? Shit, I need to watch those for inspiration. It's crazy. And I'm not falling for it anymore. It's fucking stupid. Get off your high horse. Fight me like a man, bitch. No, I'm kidding. But it's stupid stuff. And we're moving definitely into a better time for, the Plague Moth era, so to speak. And now rebranding from Moth Media Productions to No Happy Endings. That was my plan to make actual films in the future. But I was like, what am I doing? I'm not going to wait for all that. We need to, you make those foundations to build the house. And we're building the foundation now. And I wish I would have had this kind of stuff and this vision, this mindset sooner and this ability. But I guess now it's just the time. So yeah, if you want to help me and you want to expedite that podcast and help get us out of this mess, then yes, please support my premium content. If enough people support it, yeah, I would definitely crowdfund for help, but we're relentlessly harassed and people are trying to find out where we are. There's so much, they're literally I got shit from inside one of their discords and it's foul. These people have very disgusting intentions with my family and I, and none of it's rooted in anything genuine. The thing is, my family deserves better, and they're the reason I do what I do in general. They're the reason I live. They're the reason I breathe. I would have left a long time ago. Sweet Mother Gaia. Okay? Because that is what I feel is the fulfilling purpose of my life, is to, at least the main purpose. Maybe we can branch off and find myself and find that healing, but the main focus that's kept me going and pushing has been my wife and kids, for them. So I'm going to continue to do that until they once again have the life they truly deserve. So I will be here. The plague that just won't go away. The real herder of fucking feelings and the only gore god on YouTube. Just saying. I gained another skull in my crown very recently. Karma! Anyway, if you'd like to support my family and I, sign up for that premium page. It's any one of them. Buy me a coffee, subscribe, start. That's your best bet in my opinion, because obviously that's you help me, I give you, a product kind of transaction. You're not leaving empty-handed if you're generous enough to want to actually, put money forward or something, or you have an idea. Honestly, I wish I could crowdfund. I want the easy way out, but I don't think that kind of thing will happen, just because it's not I don't know, nobody's fucking dead or something. But I'm not trying to be any certain way when I say this, but I am scared of something just happening to me or something like that, and then what happens to my family. That is my fear. I think that's any parent's fear when they're any genuine parent's fear. And I think it's a very valid one. And given our situation and the things that constantly happen on a daily basis, and I mean a daily basis with these people, it's difficult. Things are rough in that aspect, but every day is a step towards something better, and something positive changed in me, and I hope that it actually saved my fucking life. I'm sorry for the random ranting video, but I've been wanting to do this for a long time, weeks, and I don't want to make a bunch of videos dedicated to me griping and bitching, but I gotta give you those videos about me being a fucking human once in a while. I'm not a machine. I'm a person too. Maybe one that people don't all like, but I'm still a father. I'm still a person. I'm still a husband. I'm still there to make sure that my family is safe and they thrive and be the best people that they can be, and that's all I want from them. When I die, that doesn't matter to me in that aspect. I don't care. As long as they are okay and they can thrive, I can die happy. That sounded like really bad. I'm not trying to say like anything like I'm gonna go do something. I'm just saying like I could die happy knowing that they're gonna be okay. That is my peace. So the quicker I can achieve that kind of peace, knowing at least that my family has a roof over their head and, you know, they can have space again and they could have a good birthday, a good holiday this December, I would be so much better. I don't know what the future is going to hold. I don't know how long this will take, but I'm going to fight until the very end. And I hope that you are right there with me on this weird, crazy content creating journey, and you get to see all the fucked up weird shit I have in store for you. And it's a lot. Very, very interesting, unique documentary concepts. Very, very interesting interviews. Wow. I wish I could spoil more, but I'm already bad enough with doing that with my projects. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot better at keeping it quieter this time, okay? But thank you all for holding out on this video. Thank you for listening to me. Next video is going to be some crazy shit that you want to see. Or maybe you don't want to see. You know how that works, right? I do love you all dearly, and I'm still very grateful for every person who clicks this video, for every little like, for every comment. I do read them. I do try to respond. When I heart and like shit, it's because I have social issues. It's not because I'm being just, I'm going to give you a little attention. It's like, no, it's genuine. Like, I just don't, sometimes I don't know how to reply to all that kindness. I don't feel I deserve it. And in a lot of ways, maybe I don't. But again, out of everything that we've been through as a community, me as my family over here, and myself as a content creator, I feel that my family should be something that is not in the mix of a bullseye. You know? Really fucked up. Own up to the things that you've done. Don't hate me for exposing them. Or better, don't be weird, hypersensitive about, you know, victim advocacy. Don't be such a fucking weirdo about victim advocacy. Apparently I found a word I can't say well. Advocacy. Activision bussy. Probably shouldn't have made that joke in the middle of all that, but whatever. We're running over 25 minutes. We'll see how this comes out at it. I love you all dearly. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Please go check out the links in my description to see, even if that's something you'd be interested in. You can see what things I've been posting. You just can't access all the goodies yet. That comes with Discord access. I'm in there every day. You can literally talk to me on a fucking daily. I don't know if that's a perk for anybody, but super cool stuff to me, as well as all my videos. I mean, they've been avidly trying to get my channel taken down. Mass report campaigns took 19 of my videos before. It is insane. They're just trying to wipe me out, but you can get access to all the shit that YouTube don't want you to see there too, as well as downloadable format. I don't give a fuck. So stay safe out there. Particularly if you work around heavy machinery. That's been a lot of my eyeball absorption past couple days is accident footage, and I'm just kind of like, fucking wear your PPE, do things, you know, be smart. Stay safe out there, and remember, if it bleeds, it leads. Dig through the dishes, the bird through the witches, a slam in the back of my minivan.